Good morning, students. I hope you all are in good health and spirits. In the previous lecture of chapter Electromagnetic Induction, we have completed the topic Lenz's law. Today, we shall continue with the other topics of this chapter. So be attentive. Now we shall take up a new topic of electromagnetic induction, and the topic is motional electromotive force. In brief, we can say this is motional EMF. Then question is, what is the motional EMF? It is said that the EMF induced across the ends of a conductor due to its motion in a magnetic field is called motional EMF. That is, when a conductor is allowed to move in a time independent uniform magnetic field due to change of magnetic flux linked with this conductor, EMF is induced across the ends of that conductor. This induced EMF is known as the motional EMF. So here we shall find the expression for this motional EMF. For this, we shall apply two methods. One, motional EMF by Faraday laws, and the second by the Lorentz force. First by the Faraday laws. So look at this figure. Here there is a conducting rod PQ which is placed on a U-shaped conducting rail MN. This is, and the system is placed in a time varying uniform magnetic field B. This is, which is perpendicular to this system. Magnetic field B is perpendicular to this system. When this rod PQ is allowed to move on this conducting rail, what will happen? The area will change. If area will change, magnetic flux will change, and when the magnetic flux will change, EMF will be induced. And when EMF will be induced, because it becomes a PQRS1, the closed circuit or closed loop, one current is induced, which is shown in the figure. So with the help of this figure, we shall find the expression for the motional EMF. Assume that this conducting rod PQ moves with constant speed V towards left. It is shown in the figure. This PQ moves towards left with a constant speed V. Then the area of loop PQRS decreases. PQRS, it will decrease. Area of loop will decrease because it is moving towards left. And assuming that there is no loss of energy due to friction, so what will the total magnetic flux linked with this? So hence the magnetic flux linked with the closed loop. Closed loop means PQRS. This phi is equal to B into A. B is the magnetic field, uniform magnetic field, time independent magnetic field perpendicular to the system, and A is the area of this loop PQRS. Area is what? Here I have assumed B is the uniform magnetic field, and length, this RS is L, equal to length of the rod PQ, and RQ is this distance X. When it is moving towards the left side at any instant of time, the RQ is equal to X. So put the value here. But the area L into X. So phi B is equal to BLX. This is the magnetic flux linked with this loop PQRS. Since X is changing with time because it is moving towards left, rod is moving towards left. So since X is changing with time, the rate of change of magnetic flux will induce an EMF. So by the Faraday laws, induced EMF is equal to how much? Minus d phi by dt. So it's equal to minus d by dt. At the place of phi b, we shall put this equation number 1, BLX. So it's equal to B into L, both are constant because the length is constant, magnetic field also constant in form. So the out minus BL now becomes dx by dt, and this dx by dt is velocity. So equation becomes E is equal to BLV. The question is what is minus? So dx by dt is equal to minus V, and this V is the speed of the conductor. It is moving towards the left. So minus because this speed is towards the decreasing this distance x, and this induced expression E is equal to BLV. This is the expression for the motional EMF. It's done because it becomes a closed circuit, a closed loop PQRS. So circuit is closed. So this induced EMF will induce one induced current also. Direction is shown this anti-clockwise direction. Why this anti-clockwise direction? I mentioned over here. If rod PQ lies on the conducting rail, then due to induced EMF, electrons flow in clockwise direction, and electrons flow in clockwise direction opposite to that current flows. So therefore, conventional current flows in the anti-clockwise direction. So we have, with the help of this figure, we have obtained the expression for the induced EMF BLV, applying the Farad laws. Now we shall find the expression for the motional EMF by the Lorentz force. Now let us see the second method to find motional EMF by Lorentz force. It is also possible to explain this motional EMF by Lorentz force as we have discussed earlier. So now we shall apply this force to obtain the expression for the motional EMF. About Lorentz force, either you have studied in magnetic effector current or will be taught. I have a little idea about this. According to Lorentz, when any charge moves with some velocity making an angle with direction of informatic field, charge will experience a force, and that force is basically known as the Lorentz force. So right now we shall apply this concept over here to find the expression for the motional EMF. We shall from the same figure. On this conducting rail, a conductor PQ is moved. So suppose, following this figure, any arbitrary charge Q in conductor PQ. This conductor contains many electrons, many charges. Suppose this conductor PQ has any charge Q. When this conductor PQ moves with speed V in this informatic field which is perpendicular to the system. So I have written, when the rod PQ moves with speed V, charge will also be moving with the same speed because conductor has some charge Q, so it will also move with the same speed in the magnetic field B. This magnetic field, I repeat, is informatic field and perpendicular to this system. So thus Lorentz force on charge Q. Lorentz calculated that force expressed by charge moving some velocity informatic field which is inclined at some angle with the magnetic field, that is the QVB sin theta here, but here written FL. L stands for Lorentz force. V is equal to QVB. Sin theta, theta is 90 degree because the field is perpendicular. Lorentz force becomes QVB. This is the magnitude of this force and direction is towards Q. So because this is the force explained as single charge, so all the charge will in this conductor experience the same force. So all charges will experience same force and the direction. Then now we shall calculate work done moving the charge from point P to point Q. So work done in moving the charge from P to Q. Why we are calculating this work done? Because work done per unit charge gives the EMF. So What is the work done? Work done is equal to force and displacement. Force is the Lorentz force over here. So Lorentz force FL is equal to Q VB to be placed over here. And displacement is what? This PQ is moving. Displacement is how much? L. Distance is L from P to Q. So put over here L. So it becomes Q VLV. Q will taken out. This VLV together. So this is the work done in moving charge from the point P to point Q. So what is EMF? EMF is work done per unit charge. So EMF is equal to W by Q. W work done. This calculated charge is Q. So work done is here Q VLV. VLV by Q. It becomes how much? VLV. So this EMF is equal to VLV. This equation gives the EMF induced across the rod PQ, and this is known as the motional EMF. So one by one, both the method, or with the help of both the method, by the Faraday laws and by the Lorentz force, we have calculated the most expression for the motional EMF. It means when any conductor moves in the informatic field, the EMF will be induced, and value of that induced EMF is equal to VLV. Now we shall discuss Fleming's right hand rule. This rule gives us a practical way of finding the direction of induced current set up in a conductor moving perpendicular to magnetic field directed inward as shown over here. See this figure? From this figure, easily we can say the magnetic field is perpendicular to plane of paper directed inward. This cross line or cross sign gives the magnetic field directed inward. And if we talk about the direction of current and the loop with the magnetic field, the direction of magnetic field, induced current and the motion of the loop all are mutually perpendicular to each other. So if you match this diagram with the statement of the Fleming's right hand rule, the direction of induced current becomes clear. Here is the statement. Fleming's right hand rule states that if we stretch the thumb, first finger and central finger of our right hand in mutually perpendicular directions such that first finger points along direction of the field and thumb is along direction of motion of the conductor, then central finger would give us direction of induced current. So this statement and this figure which gives the direction of induced current, direction of motion of the conductor and the magnetic field both will match. So in nutshell, the whole statement can be drawn with the help of this figure also. X, Y, Z, three axes I have taken all the three mutually perpendicular each other, and with the help of these three axes we can represent the motion of the conductor, magnetic field and the induced current. Look at over here. Along x-axis, magnetic field, it will be represented by the forefinger. Along y-axis, motion of the conductor, it will be represented by the thumb, and along z-axis, represent induced current, represented by the central finger. So with the help of this figure or diagram also, you may write the statement of Fleming's right hand rule in your own words also. So this is our Fleming's right hand rule, which gives the direction of the induced current set up in a moving conductor placed in perpendicular magnetic field. Now let us find the current induced in the loop. In this loop, when conductor moves, the magnitude of the current induced in the loop. Suppose this conductor PQ has some resistance R. We are given, let R be the resistance of arm PQ of the rectangular loop PQRS. This PQRS. So PQ resistance R, and rest of the arms, remaining arms, QR, RS and SP, the resistance are negligible as compared to resistance of this PQ. So I have mentioned R be the resistance of R PQ of the rectangular loop PQRS, and resistance of remaining R, QR, RS and SP are negligible compared to R. Then total resistance of the loop is equal to R. Then what is the induced EMF? Induced EMF, you know that the motional EMF equal to BLV. So current induced I is equal to E by R. And E is equal to BLV, already we have mentioned over here. R over here. So induced current, or magnitude of induced current in this loop is equal to BLV by R. This is question 1. Now we'll find the force on this arm PQ. Actually, on account of presence of this magnetic field, this conductor PQ, whose length is L and carries some current I, it will experience a force. And that force formula, we know that formula of the force is F is equal to ILB sine theta. It will be taught in magnetic effect of current. So here the force experienced by this arm PQ, F is equal to ILB sine 90 degree, because the field is perpendicular to the system. So ILB sine 90 degree is 1. So at the place of I we can put this value VLB by R, VLB by R into L into B. It becomes VA square LA square V by R. So force experienced by this arm PQ or movable arm PQ is equal to VA square LA square by V. And this force due to induced current acts in outward direction opposite to the velocity of the arm PQ. And this force arises due to drift velocity of the charges which is responsible for the conductor. Now one thing more, also the power delivered by the external force. Actually, when conductor moves, the conductor moves means to power supplied by external force to maintain the motion of movable arm PQ. To move this arm PQ, how much power is required by the external force to maintain this motion? And the formula power P is equal to F into B. F is equal to, already we have, this is equal to B square L square V by R, put over here, B square L square V by R into here V, and this power becomes B square L square V square by R. So in this way, when the conductor of any length moves in with some velocity in a perpendicular uniform magnetic field, what is the magnitude of current induced in the loop? What is the force experienced by this conductor of movable arm? And what is the power delivered by external force to move the arm? We have calculated by the equation 1, 2 and 3 respectively. Now we shall discuss some numerical. Now we shall see some sample numericals on motional EMF. Here is the first numerical I have taken. This question is asked in CBSE board exam. And the question says, a metallic rod of length L is rotated at an angular speed omega normal to uniform magnetic field B. Then you have to find EMF induced in the rod, current induced in the rod, and heat dissipation if resistance of rod is R. How shall we proceed? Here I have made the solution. Look at this diagram. This rod is of length L, suppose it is rotated in this way. So if the L is the length of the rod and rotated in this circular path, means from center to this length becomes the radius of this circular path. Angular velocity is omega, and assume that when it completes one rotation on this path, the time takes capital T. So here I have taken, we will find the first induced EMF. Let the rod completes one revolution in time capital T. So induced EMF is what? Induced EMF is equal to change in flux by time, and change in flux is equal to how much? Magnetic field area. So B into area swept. Area swept means area swept out by this rod in this magnetic field, normal magnetic field. It is shown by this cross line. So B into area swept by time. B is the magnetic flux B, and area is what? Area of this circular path will be pi r square, and r the radius becomes equal to L. So pi L square, and the total time taken is T by the T. So this will become B here, pi L square, and 1 by T is F frequency. But frequency F is equal to omega by 2 pi, so we convert in the omega. Therefore, phi is equal to here B pi L square, B pi L square. At the place of F, we shall put omega by 2 pi. So this pi will cancel out. Now this is the induced EMF. We will solve it. E is equal to half B L omega square. L square E is equal to half B L square omega. This is the value of induced EMF. Now second part is the current induced I. Current induced is equal to EMF by resistance. EMF already we have half B L square omega, half B L square omega by R. Solve it, we will get this result. So this is the current induced. Now third part is the heat dissipation, and you know that suppose the heat dissipation in time t, it will take some time in dissipate the heat. Heat dissipation, suppose Q, the formula is what? I square RT for the heat dissipation, and I is here half R B square L square omega. So put over here the place of I 1 by 2 R B L square omega whole square, all that, and R is as it is, and T is as it is. So we will solve it. We will get the final value B square A to the power 4 omega square T by 4R. So this gives the value of the heat dissipation. So this way you can solve this type of. See the second numerical. This numerical I have taken from CBSE 2013, and this type of questions always comes in board exam. Question says, a wheel with 8 metallic spokes, each 50 cm long, is rotated with a speed of 120 revolutions per minute in a plane normal to the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. The Earth's magnetic field at a place is 0.4 Gauss, and the angle of dip is 60 degrees. So calculate the EMF induced between the axle and rim of the wheel. So we shall write what are given. Actually in this type of question, this number 8 metallic spokes is useless, no need to write that. So here L is given, length 50 cm, 0.5 meter, and the frequency revolution 120 revolution per minute, converting the revolution per second, 120 by 60, so 2 revolution per second. We know one formula from the chapter magnetism. Relation BH is equal to B cos delta. This is the original magnetic field, and this is the horizontal component of magnetic field, and delta is the angle of dip. You will be taught in magnetism. So BH is equal to B cos delta. From this formula, put the value. B is equal to 0.4 cos 60 degree. So 0.2 Gauss, converting the Tesla, 0.2 10 to the power 4 Tesla. So BH you have got. Now induced EMF, similar, the same formula, change in flux by time. Change in flux means that the BH horizontal component, because magnetic field area is shift by time. So BH and area is shift is pi L square. L is the length of that spoke ring, because ring is moving the circular path. So BH is pi L square by time t. So BH pi L square and 1 by t is equal to F frequency. So BH pi L square F. So now the put the value is equal to BH pi L square F here. BH is already we have calculated 0.2 into 10 to the power 4 Tesla here. Pi 3.14, L 0.5 here square, and the frequency, this revolution is 2 revolutions per second 2. When you solve this, after simplification, induced EMF is equal to 3.14 10 to the power minus 5 volt. Students, if the number of metallic spokes will increase, so no matter, because all are connected in parallel, so induced EMF will be the same. So with this, the topic motional EMF is completed. Hope you have followed well, and will solve more numericals on this topic. Thank you.